A cold wind pushed through the cracked windows of Westmont High as the school bells screamed across the courtyard, signaling the start of another loud, chaotic morning. Students flooded the entrance in rolling waves, some laughing, some half awake, most buried in their own little dramas. But nobody noticed the small, pale-skinned girl quietly entering through the side gate, her dark blue hoodie pulled tight, her backpack lighter than everyone else's, her eyes scanning every corner like she had memorized the rhythm of danger a long time ago. This was Aria Lane, the new girl. 16. Quiet. A face nobody recognized yet, but one that would become unforgettable by the end of the day. She walked with careful steps, not slow, not timid, just deliberate. As if she was measuring every inch of the school, every person, every hostile glance. It wasn't fear. It was calculation. But nobody understood that, not yet. Inside the courtyard, laughter suddenly erupted near the fountain, where a group of boys stood like they owned the entire school. At the center was Brandon Hale, tall, broad-shouldered, the type whose ego entered any room 5 minutes before he did. His perfectly gelled hair, expensive jacket, and arrogant smirk told everyone exactly who he believed he was. Untouchable. Brandon wasn't just a bully. He was the school's self-declared king. People avoided him the way they avoided fire. Dangerous, loud, destructive if you got too close. His crew, Mason, Tyler, and Rick, hovered behind him like hyenas waiting for leftovers. They spotted Aria the moment she stepped into the sunlight. "Yo, who's that?" Mason snickered, elbowing Brandon. "Another lost kitten," Brandon smirked, eyes following Aria with that predatory curiosity that always meant trouble. "New girl. And walking through my courtyard like she belongs here already." "You want to welcome her?" Tyler asked, grinning like an idiot. "I always welcome new students," Brandon replied, rolling his shoulders. "Especially the quiet ones. They're the most fun." Aria didn't look at them. She didn't even glance their way. She simply walked across the courtyard, adjusting the strap of her backpack. Her hazel eyes focused on the academic hall. Her silence was not submission, it was indifference. And that alone bruised Brandon's ego like a punch. He stepped forward. "Hey, new girl." Aria didn't turn. She kept walking. That alone made Brandon's jaw clench. Nobody ignored him. Nobody. "Oh, she deaf or just rude?" Rick snorted. Brandon stormed forward and blocked her path, forcing her to stop inches from him. She looked up slowly, her expression unreadable, calm, almost bored. "You got a name?" he demanded. "Yes," Aria said plainly. He waited for her to continue. She didn't. Mason whispered behind him, "Bro, she's not scared of you." Brandon's nostrils flared slightly. "I said, what's your name?" "Aria Lane." "Lane," Brandon repeated with mocking confusion. "Never heard it. Doesn't matter anyway. People usually learn my name first." "I didn't ask," Aria replied softly. The courtyard went dead silent. Even Tyler blinked. Brandon's smirk flickered uncertainly. He leaned closer. "You think you're smart, huh?" "I think," Aria said, tightening her ponytail, "you're blocking the way." Brandon stepped closer like he was about to intimidate her further, but something inside him stalled. Her eyes were too steady, too focused. They didn't flinch the way most victims' eyes did. They weren't afraid. They were studying him, measuring him. And Brandon did not like being measured. "Watch yourself, Lane," he growled. "You're new here. You don't want to start wrong." Aria simply stepped around him and walked away. A few gasps echoed through the courtyard. Mason covered his mouth. Tyler shook his head. Brandon's ears turned red, the way they always did when his ego took a hit. She just walked off." "Dude," Rick stammered. Brandon clenched his fists. "She'll learn. Nobody disrespects me." But Aria had already disappeared into the building, leaving behind a wildfire inside Brandon's pride that would burn through the entire day. Throughout morning classes, students whispered about the new girl who ignored Brandon Hale on her first day. Even teachers heard the story twisting its way through the hallways, getting exaggerated by the minute. But Aria didn't react. She took notes quietly.